Hello, dear friends. Today we will go through a mode in Roblox called The Amazing Circus Prison Run.
Hello, viewers. Hello, Peppa Pig. Today we are playing Prison Escape again. Tell us a little about it, so that it is clear in a nutshell.
We didn't even have time to start, and we're already losing, my family. I need to get together. What is this? We're jumping over some candy that we don't understand.
So I'll tell you what. In brief, what and how is happening here, this is the same game as the previous one. Only here, like a circus, look here, there are a lot of traps and sweets. They attract us, and then we will lose.
It's similar to how we played the game before, but not so similar.
Wow. The music here is very cool, and the circus performer is so handsome and very similar to a clown from kindergarten. Say, George, and he doesn't run fast, and there are cameras, and he's not even embarrassed to put on makeup in front of the camera.
You saw how he sat us near the wall and couldn't reach us, but we couldn't get out. Because of this, he caught us and we didn't have time to climb up. It's okay. We'll outplay my family.
Here, even the pipe is kind of wide and blue. It's very beautiful, which means it will be more interesting further. We need to get to the ventilation to pass this level.
It takes us a long time to complete this level in other games. We've never been through anything like this. We're getting old, Mommy Pig. I don't want to grow old and retire.
Don't worry, Daddy Pig. We won't be building anytime soon. We're still young. Let's play a game with our kids and plunge into the circus.
Mummy Pig and Daddy Pig are very cute here. How is everything so huge here? We need to dig a way out. For yourself, move on. Let's tell you how we spend our time at the circus. For our viewers. And they love us and comment on it in the comments.
Ooh, why not? I wouldn't mind even this story.
One day, my dad, my little daughter, and I went to the circus. From the very beginning, the atmosphere was incredible. Bright lights, music, children laughing. Our eyes simply sparkled with surprise and delight.
Yes, exactly. It was as if I had returned to my childhood. So many interesting performances, jokes and acrobatics. Our daughter was simply fascinated by every number. She had no end to her delight.
I remembered every moment of this evening at the circus. Trapeze acrobats, funny clowns, trained animals. It seemed to me that I myself had become part of this magic.
And I remember how we all laughed together until we cried at the clowns' performances. It was a real kaleidoscope of joy and pleasure for our family.
That's right, baby. I'm glad we decided to visit the circus together. Moments like these create unforgettable memories and unite us even more.
I'm already looking forward to when we can go to the circus together again. There's so much fun and magic there that you'll want to come back again and again. In this way, father, mother, and daughter enjoyed the spectacle of the circus together, creating unforgettable memories and strengthening their family ties.
Wow! We've come so far in this game with these stories. Time flies, and it's somehow cooler to play it. You agree, my family?
Yes, now we drink some kind of energy drinks to run faster, so we will generally complete the game just unnoticeably and very quickly.
Ha! You saw how we just fell to the bottom and screamed. This is a very amazing game, especially this story, my family. We have such a great time spending time as a family in the Roblox game.
It's okay, Peppa Pig. We'll go through it all again. Don't worry. It's just a fall. We'll never give up on this. We'll beat this game. The main thing is not to worry, my family.
Or maybe we'll also tell some of our life stories about our family. It's great. My family works out well. We can even write books about it. Oh, Peppa, why exactly to the circus?
Well, there are such beautiful performances, amazing acrobats and trained animals. We've never been to the circus.
Well, let's decide where we'll go today.
let you tell us how you went to the circus and not where we will go. It's better to tell a story. While George and I play this game and listen carefully to you, say, George.
Let's tell Peppa the story about how Dad crashed his first bike.
Oh, that was something. I was driving down the street, and then suddenly a cat jumped right onto the road. I braked sharply, but alas, the bike could not stand it and broke.
Oh, Dad, you really know how to break things.
Well, I'll tell you a story about how you, Peppa, got into trouble with a funny duck.
Yes, I remember!
You were running after a duck in the park and suddenly it started chasing you. All the people were laughing until I caught this funny scene on camera.
Oh, Peppa and I always have such funny adventures.
Well, I remember how as a child I got into such a mess because of my delicacy.
And what happened?
My friend and I stole a box of chocolates from a neighbor, and when she found out, she caught us and forced us to clean up our garden for a week.
Wow, Mom, you were such a rebel.
And in my childhood, there was an incident when I found myself in an awkward position because of my unreasonableness. I accelerated on my bike down a hill and crashed into a fence as if I had been hit by a catapult. So my friends and I laughed at this idea.
You are just as reckless now, dear.
Oh, I had a funny story too. I got tangled in the rope I was using for jumping rope and fell while jumping. All my friends laughed until they dropped.
You were a real comedian even as a child, Peppa.
Let's laugh at my childhood some more. I remember I had this cool thing where I put a pillow under the blanket and looked like I was sleeping until my sister decided to jump on me. Then we both laughed until we dropped.
Well, it was definitely hilarious, dear. Do you remember how I hid my dad's toothbrush and he looked for it all over the house all day?
I can make jokes too. Yesterday I hid from George and Carla in the closet and they couldn't find me.
See how time flies. It seems like just yesterday we were children ourselves and playing pranks like merry fellows.
Yes, time flies by. But remembering our funny stories, we understand that childhood is the most fun and carefree time.
Yes, and I will try to create the same fun stories for my children as you do for me.
And we will be happy to help you with this, dear.
Yes, we will always be there to laugh and have fun with you, Peppa. Remember, Dad, how you tried to create your own kids' superhero club with me and my sister.
Of course it was something. We thought we could save the world without even poking our noses out of our neighborhood. As far as I remember, you were a magical princess and your sister was a paranormal detective.
Yes, I remember us wearing our homemade costumes all over the neighborhood, trying to teach people to love and protect them. But remember how our plan to take over the castle at the end of our street failed?
Of course I remember. How we dreamed of defeating the evil dragon that we thought lived at the top of the playground slide. But he turned out to be an ordinary bored bulldog.
And I remember how we tried to reward ourselves for our victory and ate a whole box of chocolates before returning home.
Well, yes, this was our first experience as winners. How much fun there was in those days.
Yes, our children should know that as children, we ourselves walk the line between fantasy and reality, creating our own little worlds around ourselves.
Hey, Mom, Dad, what are you talking about so cheerfully? While George and I are playing the game, we are also very interested in listening to this. You tell the audience everything, and we are sitting in headphones.
We're just remembering our funny stories from childhood, Peppa. Do you have any funny memories?
Oh yes, I have many stories. For example, remember when I decided that I could fly if I tied balloons to myself?
Oh yes, as we remember, you tied a bunch of balloons to yourself and tried to fly up from the outside. Of course it didn't work out, but we were still proud of you for your entrepreneurial spirit.
And what else do you remember, Peppa?
I remember how I decided to do something funny and hide in the store to scare you. But when I jumped out of hiding, you laughed because I forgot that I had a colored Pakistani pipe, something like a cap, on my head.
Oh yes, that was a terribly funny moment. You always knew how to make us laugh, Peppa.
Yes, and every time we remember these moments with such warmth in our hearts. Our childhood was so wonderful.
Yes, and I'm glad we have so many funny stories to share. It's so fun.
And by the way, Peppa, can you tell us about your adventure at school today?
Of course I'll tell you. And then you will tell me your funny stories again?
Of course, dear. We are always happy to share memories with you. Remember how you accidentally put your dad to sleep with plum candies?
Of course I remember. I was sure that these were ordinary candies, but they turned out to be cough medicine. Thank God everything turned out well.
Oh, how funny! You could jump on Dad and not wake up until the morning.
And we had a case where you caused a short circuit throughout the house while trying to fix the microwave.
Yes. I still don't understand how I did it. Everything was on fire, but we had a funny time after that.
Ha ha ha! How funny you looked with fire all around.
Childhood was a fun time, full of adventures.
Yeah. Do you remember how, as children, we tried to throw a big party in the house when our parents were not at home?
Of course I remember. We had a noisy party, and as soon as the parents returned, everyone ran away like mice.
Wow, that was interesting. I would like to repeat this.
Well, daughter, childhood madness is something.
Thank you all for watching. Like and subscribe.